What's up, it's you? For today's video, we've been full Wynaut evolution teams. So we've got Wynaut and Wobbufett. We've got the ability Shadow Tag and Telepathy. Wow, this is a difficult team. Let's have a look at the moves they get. Counter, Destiny Bond, Encore, Amnesia, Charm, Mirror Coat, Safeguard, Splash, and Tickle My Pickle. That's about it. That's all the moves these actually get, so it's very, very difficult. If you want your own custom team or Pokemon sweep, you can check it out at patreon.com/Pip9. Links in the description of the video, tier 2 and above. Alright people, we've got 2 battles today with the Wynaut evolution team, and I really hope you enjoy. This was tough. The first battle here, this is against Blank. We got a Ferrothorn lead. So quite often when I come across Ferrothorn, it was almost the fact that I had to go to another battle because, you know, Ferrothorn, mostly set up entry hazards and had a lot of status moves. So I've got this Wynaut here, and it's a Destiny Bond, Mirror Coat, Counter, and Safeguard set. I thought about this for a little bit. I'm like, well, I'm just going to go Safeguard here. That's going to be my safest play, if you know what I mean. So Ferrothorn's going to go for a Thunder Wave here, so that's not going to work on Wynaut, which is really good. Now I was thinking to myself, all right, I've got rid of the Thunder Wave. What can I do now? There's not a lot. I can just go for counter, and that's it. And I don't think it's going to be a special Ferrothorn. The thing about this team is you had to wait for the opponent to actually do any attacks. But I did come up with some good strategies to actually make Wobbufett, especially a very offensive force. So going for a quick little counter here, only up Hydra Shadow, and I got some pretty good damage here. Unfortunately, it failed to take out Ferrothorn. Now I am going to take some Iron Bar damage from that actual encounter, so I don't know whether I'm going to be able to live this one. So it's going to go for a Seed Bomb here. Seed Bomb is not going to be able to take me out there, and with this counter, I'll be able to take out the Ferrothorn, and I'll actually be able to leave the Iron Barb's damage on 15 health, which was very, very close. So that was excellent getting rid of the Ferrothorn there. Next Pokemon to come in here is going to be Galvantula. This was a scary, scary Pokemon. So as you can see, I've got nothing to this. All I've got is Destiny Bond. So what I was going to do, I was thinking to myself, the only way I can get this is to cross my blue little fingers and hope that Quick Claw activates. And it worked. I was like, wow. And now I got the Destiny Bond off here. So Galvantula hopefully is going to go for an attacking move and take me out here and not Sticky Web Up. It didn't, because it's going to go for a Bug Buzz, and that is the end of Wynaut. I mean, you don't really need Sticky Web Up against like Wynauts and Wobbufetts, right? Also on this team, I did mention I've got 2 Wynauts and 2 Wobbufetts. Next Pokemon here to send out, I was thinking, well, I could swap in another Wynaut, but I could go into Wobbufett. Next Pokemon is going to be Blastoise. Now, Blastoise is a... Man, there's some straight counters here, like Ferrothorn, Galvantula, and Blastoise. So I've got my Pick Wobbufett here. It's got that lipstick flowing. And we've got Mirror Coat, Destiny Bond, Counter, and Safeguard. Now, this actually is my offensive set, but I'm not going to be using as an offensive set in this battle because I'm going to be doing that in the second battle. So pay attention to this moveset, especially in the second battle. So on this set, I've got the EV spread as max health, and I've got max special attack. Now you're probably wondering why I've got max special attack there. It's for Dynamax. So in this battle, I didn't Dynamax the pink Wobbufett, but I did in the second battle. I'm going to be saving that role for my other Wobbufett. So my ability, of course, on these was all Shadow Tag. That's going to be how it's going to be working in singles here. And I've got the Focus Sash as the item, so I'm going to be able to get around this Blastoise with a Mirror Coat. So that's what I went for, unless they had like a physical set, which I probably would have uploaded just by Salty Rage Quit there, but they did that. But anyway, that's the end of Blastoise, and that is the end of Wobbufett 2. So that's very, very nice. That's 3 Pokemon down. At this stage, this was the best battle I had so far. Like, this was the most Pokemon I had taken out at this point in time. Next Pokemon is Tyranitar. Another counter. Look at this. Like, this is like crazy counter. So we got the Tyranitar with Sandstorm, right? Sandstorm is going to fake me this turn. Obviously, Tyranitar is going to outspeed me and take me out the crunch there. So bye-bye Wobbufett. But that was a solid performance set. And a lot of my Pokemon sets, actually 2 of them, I actually swapped around a little bit for the second battle, depending on what item I have too. But more on that a little bit later. We're going to go into Wobbufett. This is my Dynamax Tickle set. What I'm going to be doing is dropping the Tyranitar's attack and defense. Sped it, which is pretty cool there. This one's got a little bit more speed EVs. And Tyranitar's going to go for a Crunch here. So Crunch does about half my health. And Sandstorm is actually going to knock me into the range of my Citrus Berry, which was my item. So I've got a negative 1 in attack on the Tyranitar and a negative defense. What I'm going to be doing is I've got the EV spread as max health, and I've also got, I've almost got max attack now. I've got a little bit in speed. I think I've got like 50 or something speed. And then I've got the rest in attack. So I'm going to be using counter here as Max Knuckle. So I'm going to be going for a Max Knuckle and boosting my attack, and then that's also going to be very good for Tickle as well, because remember I dropped their defense from earlier on, and with Shadow Tag, the opponent can't swap out, which is quite good in most situations. So going for Max Knuckle, that did excellent damage there to Tyranitar, and you know that's a 2-hit KO, which is absolutely amazing. Now Tyranitar's going to go for a Crunch here. Crunch is not doing a lot of damage now, especially because, you know, I mean, Dynamax and Wobbufett's got like so much health, plus the Tickle from earlier on. I could go for a second Max Knuckle here and take out the Tyranitar. So there's only, there's only one more Pokemon. My opponent only bought 5 Pokemon for some reason. They did have 6 Pokemon, but for some reason, I think they just like, I don't know, they kind of felt sorry for me, I guess, and brought only 5, but still, they should have be winning this battle with just 1. Let's be real. Next Pokemon is going to be Melmetal here, and I popped the Max Guard because I got, for reasons, all right? Now, it's got the double Iron Bash here. That's going to hit my, obviously, my Protect there, and that's the end of the Sandstorm here. So I thought, well, I could actually go for counter here. Whether I'll lift Melmetal's attack is another thing, or maybe I can get a Tickle off here first. So I decided to go for the Tickle. I outsped the Melmetal, which really doesn't take all that much because Melmetal is pretty slow too. And now I'm going to get an attack and a defense drop. So it's going to go for a double Iron Bash here, and that's actually not even going to take Wobbufett. I probably could have gone for a counter there, but I didn't, which is okay. I'll still have one more Pokemon. Now Melmetal's going to go for the double Iron Bash, and that's the end of my Wobbufett. There wasn't much I could actually do there. My moveset was Tickle, Counter, Mirror Coat, and Encore. Next Pokemon is my Wynaut. This is my very last Pokemon. This is actually a pure stalling set, so I wanted to see if I could stall this Melmetal out. Like, I've got this absolute scummy set. Let's go over it. We've got Safeguard, we've got Amnesia, we've got Splash and Charm. So I wanted to make sure I use every single one of the moves that Wobbufett and Wynaut actually learned in both these battles, right? So I wanted to cover all of them, or at least have a moveset that had one of those moves on there. So the reason I got Splash on there is because once you set up Charm 3 times on the opponent and Amnesia, you really can't do anything at all. So this is designed actually to make the opponent PP stall. So double Iron Bash is doing very, very little damage here. Like, it's doing nothing because of that Wobbufett and the investment I've got on this Wynaut set and the charms that I'm doing. Let me go with my spread here. Excuse me, they had a little frog in my throat. So we got max health, and I got max defense, and I've got Impish Nature. I've got the item Everlight, so Everlight Wynaut, which is very, very tanky. And we're going to be setting up some Amnesia is not going to really matter unless they're packing a special move, which I highly doubt because they're running, you know, all competitive sets here. So it's going to go for double Iron Bash. Now, I have to say, in between those turns, it took quite a while for them to make their moves. So we were getting into the depths of the battle here, probably, you know, 15 minutes to 16 minutes onwards. So I thought, well, I may have to win this by like a timer. Like, am I going to be able to win this, or will the Melmetal, you know, be able to take out my Wynaut here? Maybe I should have gone for a Max Knuckle earlier on the Melmetal. I wasn't really sure. So go for the, it wasn't going to one-shot it anyway, you know. I was a little bit worried about maybe like a weakness policy or something. So it's actually going to end up struggling here from double Iron Bash. So I'm assuming it's just the generic like choice banner set. So that's actually really doing no damage at all. Struggle is doing a lot of damage from Melmetal though. It's only 50 base power, which is really good. And with the 3 charms up, it's at -6 in attack, which is crazy. And Wynaut is tanking this like an absolute beast. And there we go, people. We actually got a win with the Wynaut Evolution team there, with the Melmetal actually struggling at the end. So, yeah, I didn't even need to go for Max Knuckle before. It was actually going to take itself out there, and I got a juicy baby bottle there right at the end. Hope you enjoyed that first battle, people. That was a crazy battle with the Wynaut Evolution team having such limited options there. Let's get on to battle number 2. This is a battle against Huntdown, and we have a Scolipede lead. Now, I've got my Wynaut lead here. Now, is this one different? No, this moveset's exactly the same, I believe. So we've got Destiny Bond, Miracle, Counter, and Encore. So I was thinking, well, it's either going to go for a physical move or a special move. Let's go for the counter and see what's going to happen. So the Scolipede's going to go for a Sword Dance. I'm like, okay, this is fine. At least I know it's going to use a physical move. Now, I just hope I don't get one-shotted by something like a really trolling move. So the Scolipede's going to have a speed boost here, boosting its speed. It's got +2 attack. It's got Poison Sting. I Poison Sting Scolipede. Now, I got poison, of course. That was, that was always going to happen. Let's be real. And I can see it's a life form Poison Sting Scolipede. So Obviously, my opponents, you know, my people, my viewers are trying to troll me here. And now we got another speed boost on Scolipede here. So it's like, okay, well, that's fine. I know that I can take these poison things and stuff like that. It's a quality 4-hit KO after the poison. So going for a double counter there, that was enough to take out that, that was a crazy threat. You know, poison thing Scolipede, you really got to watch out for that one, folks. So some more poison damage on my Wynaut here. Like, people, when I was using this team, people like really did try to troll me, like when I was using this team. It was like when I was using like the 6 Cosmog team. Next Pokemon is going to be Eternatus. It's nice to see a good Eternatus in the morning. And I can go for either a Destiny Bond or a Mirror Coat here. I was actually hoping that Quick Claw would activate. It's a Hyper Beam Eternatus. Man, I'm not going to leave a Hyper Beam, so that's going to be the end of my Wynaut, sadly. I wish Quick Claw activated. It would have been very, very salty. So bye-bye, Wynaut. Solid performance there. You got rid of a Poison Sting Scolipede. Only on Pinot Channel. So next Pokemon is Wobbufett. You haven't seen this in action, so this is going to be my other Dynamax Pokemon. Now, I changed up the items here from Focus Ash, if you can remember the very first battle. This is going to be a Psychic Seed set. So the EV spread's exactly the same. I didn't change the EVs, just the item. I've got Max Health and Max Special Attack, Modest Nature. So what I wanted to do is go for Dynamax and go for the Max Mindstorm here. Now, when the Psychic Terrain is on the field there, Psychic Seed will activate, giving Wobbufett another boost in Special Defense. So just generally making it tanky so it makes sure it survives, like, you know, all 3 turns of Dynamax. Of course, stuff can still get around it, maybe some really powerful physical users, but special users, they had a lot of trouble against this. So go for the Max Mindstorm there. Excellent damage on Eternatus. That was really, really good. Now, my next move is going to do a lot of damage too. I actually really like the shiny Wobbufett, like that pink glow on Dynamax. It's really cool. Like, I don't know, it's like the colors flowing through it. I think because the Dynamax have like a reddy pink sort of aura around them, I think that really, really suits it. So anyway, going for the next attacking move, which is going to be my Max Mindstorm. Eternatus has got Confuse Ray. Don't you dare hit yourself a Confusion Wobbufett. And guess what? Wobbufett, right, didn't get confused and got a second Max Mindstorm off here. Unfortunately, it was not enough to take out the Eternatus, but it was very, very close. But I had to take this thing out. If Wobbufett wasn't able to take this out, I was in, you know, very, very big, deep trouble. So go for my third Max Mindstorm here, and we got the Wobbufett being confused again, and that is going to take out the Eternatus there. I think I'm using something like Dragon Tail, like for me to outspeed. I don't think it's got any other negative priority moves there. So that's the end of Eternatus. Next Pokemon is going to be the Exernius. So I was like, all right, what am I gonna do to Exernius? Like, what is this moveset gonna be? So we've had Poison Sting Scolipede. We had Hyper Beam Confuse Ray Eternatus. Like, what's this going to be? So I was thinking, well, is it a physical set? Is it a special set? Maybe I should throw up a Destiny Bond. Then I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to go for a Mirror Coat here. It might be a special set. Hopefully. So Eternatus, not Eternatus, the Exernius, they both start with E, it's going to go for the Geomancy. So I've never seen a Geomancy Power Herb Exernius in my life. It's so rare, you never see them. So it's going to get a nice little boost there, and it's obviously going to be using a special move, but what special move will it be using, you know? Will it take my Wobbufett out in one shot, or will I have a chance of taking it out with a Mirror Coat? So I'm still confused at the moment, which is a little bit annoying, and Wobbufett gets a Mirror Coat off, which, you know, doesn't even matter at all. The Psychic Terrain is still up on the field too, which is not really going to, you know, change anything unless this has a, you know, Psychic type move. So the Exernius is going to go for a Wonder Room. Like, oh, no wonder. So it's got Geomancy and Wonder Room. So it's swapping the defense and special defense stats around. So I'm still confused, and I hit myself with confusion. I knew that it was going to happen. I had to at least happen once, right? So that's going to be the end of the Psychic Terrain on the field here. Exernius is going to go for an Aura Beam. Man, that looks really, really cool. Like, coming out of it's like rainbow sort of, what do you call them? Like horn things? Not horn things, I don't know, whatever you call it. Antlers. It's antlers. Like, the rainbowness comes out of the rainbowness antlers. They look, like, really, really cool. So it's an Aura Beam Exernius here on your Pinot Show, and it's doing a lot of damage to Wobbufett. Since Wobbufett's got, like, a lot of bulk there, and it's a really, really low base power move, I'm actually able to take it out with Mirror Coat, which is nice. Now, this battle is a 4v4, so the last Pokemon here is going to be Rotom. So, like, okay, Rotom, what set's this going to be? This can learn, like, this is mostly special moves, but it might be a troll set, and it is going to be a troll set with Thunder Wave. So my Wobbufett is now paralyzed, which sucks. So now I just went for Mirror Coat because that's the best I could do. And now it's a physical set. It's got Astonish. This is going to be very, very annoying. So I got Fleechy. Astonished has got a 30% chance of Fleechy, and it's going to be a mix set. It's got Electro Whip and Astonished. This is a troll set, so I can already see what sort of messed up set this is. So the idea I can see of this set, unfortunately I couldn't get Safeguard up there earlier. The idea of this set is to get the Electro Web down so you're faster than the opponent. Then get the Thunder Wave off so you're very, very much faster than the opponent. And then spam Astonish like 1,000 times. So here comes another Astonish. That's the end of my Wobbufett. So that's a very unfortunate. But I've still got 2 left. Now the bad thing about using a Wobbufett and a Wynaut, you're very, as I mentioned before, now the Dynamax is done. I've got no way to damage the opponent unless I get hit myself. And moves like Electro Whip and Astonish are very, very weak. So therefore, you know, I'm not going to do a lot of damage to them. Also, I've got to guess which one's going to be the right one too. So I went for counter this time, and they went for the Electro Whip, so that sucks. Now it's going to go for Astonish this turn, so I'm going to get obviously a little bit more physical damage there, and I got Flinch. That turn I actually went for counter, so that really, really sucks. So now it's going to go for a third. So you can see what's going to happen here. Like my Wobbufett can't do anything. It's just going to have to rely on getting the Astonish and the Miracle. When I'm looking at this moveset, though, the hardest hitting move they got is Electro Whip. So my best bet would be to hit them with a Miracle when they use Electro Whip. But at the same time, I mean, the Rotom could keep going Astonished, but it's going to take them 3,000 years to take out Wobbufett without a, you know, maybe hitting myself in confusion a couple of times. So I'm guessing they're probably going to have to chance an Electro Whip here and there. So there comes the Electro Whip there. It's going to drop my speed. Not that it matters at all. And I've got the Citrus Berry here as my item. So this Wobbufett was, this is a little bit different than the last, but I think the other one had Encore, where this one has Destiny Bond, so that's what the other move is. Unfortunately, my Miracle fails to take out Rotom. It was so close. And of course, Rotom's going to eat a salty little berry there before it fights, so it's going to use Confuse right here. So it's Parafusion plus Astonish and Electro Web. So this is just a 100% like trolling set. So there's absolutely nothing I can do here. So I'm going to get paralyzed. I've just got to guess the right counter or Electro Web. Since it's got such a small amount of health too, it's only going to take maybe, you know, I'd say 2 counters to get rid of this thing, and 1 Electro Web, of course. So I went for Miracle here, and they're going to go for Astonish. So I'm guessing they're probably going to keep going for Astonish here. Now, if I get through all the scum and get 1 Electro Web off, it's game over, you know. So that time I actually went for a physical move there, my counter, and this time I went for counter. So I kept going for the right move, but when I got confused, right? But then the ones I got wrong, I wouldn't get, like, I wouldn't hit myself and get confused. So, like, it's just one of those things, you know, like, just the daily things that happen to me. So now Rotom's going to go for another Astonish again. Astonish number, like, 10 million. And now Wobbufett's going to snap out of confusion, and that was the turn I went for Miracle. I should have gone for Astonish. But, like, you wouldn't read that. So, anyway, here's another Electro Web, and that's the end of my Wobbufett. So, I was thinking to myself here, well, you know what moveset's left, right? You know what Wynaut is left, the stalling one. I wonder if I can actually beat this Rotom. Now, it is to note here, they haven't Dynamax yet. So I knew the first move they would use is Thunder Waves. So like, okay, that's fine. Now, the strongest move this Rotom has to do damage to me is the Electro Rip. So I thought, let's get the Amnesia up here. Plus, Wynaut is max health, max defense with Everlight. So it's going to get hit a lot harder on the special side. So now the Rotom's going to go for Thunder Wave, and now it's going to go for the Confuse Ray. So Parafusion is happening. It's like, okay, well, the chance of me getting another move off are going to be, you know, very, very slim. But I actually managed to get a second Amnesia off, which is really, really good. So Wynaut is very, very bulky now on the special side, which is great. Now we got a Dynamax here from the Rotom. So like, okay, 2 things are going to happen here. The Rotom is going to go for a Max Phantasm coming off the Astonish, or it's going to try and get the, or it's going to go for Max Lightning. But I don't know if it's going to go for Max Lightning, because at this stage, I'm more bulky on the special side now than the physical one. So I would actually like to get some charms up here, you know, after this. So here comes the Max Phantasm. It really does, like, terrible damage here. However, with Max Phantasm, it actually drops the defense by 1 stage. It's like, bugger, that really sucks. I actually was very, very lucky. I got all 3 Amnesia. So my special defense was now at complete max. So things are good right there. So now I had to work on trying to drop this Rotom Wash's attack stat, you know. So it's going to put me down to half health there with 2 Dynamax attack, which is really, really bad. I actually have to get these charms up as I'm done. 2 defense drops here, so I went for the charms. That's going to equal the drops that it did to me in Dynamax, so that's good, but I need to get the other 2 charms off like super soon. So here comes the final Dynamax attack from the Rotom here on my Wynaut, and the cool thing is here with my Wynaut, I actually got through like all the scum there, and I actually managed to get like off all my moves there. So I only need 1 more charm here, and the Rotom is going to be at -6 in attack. The problem is here, my Wynaut is -2 in defense, so Astonish is still going to do like a reasonable amount of damage. Now Rotom is going to re-put the Confuse Ray up onto my Wynaut here, and that's going to be very, very bad. Now, when I was looking at Rotom, I was thinking, is this thing maxed in Astonish and Electro? I don't think they... I mean, I could be wrong, but I was thinking you probably wouldn't max Astonish. Like, I know max is like... Don't quote me on this. I think Astonish is like 24 or something around there, and Electro would be around the same too. So that's potentially 50 moves, but I don't know whether they're maxed or not, and I could be pretty close to actually, you know, be able to stall this thing out completely. It only has like Confuse Ray and Thunder Wave left, so I wasn't really sure how close I was here. So the confusion is going to happen again, and I got Splashed. So all I got to do is wait for the PP or the Rotom to actually run out. That's all I can do. I can only wait here. The problem is, you know, Astonish is still doing at least a tiny little bit of damage to me there. I wish it was only doing like 1 or 2, but since I got that -2 in defense from the Dynamax earlier on, it was actually doing like a little bit more. Plus, hitting myself in confusion wasn't very nice either. So going for my almost my final splash here against the Rotom is going to go for another Astonish here, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to be able to beat the Rotom, because let's say it ran out of PP for all its moves now. Let's say it did. Well, I'm still going to have to be able to leave struggles through it, like 3 or 4 struggles. So that was the end of the battle there. Apparently, Astonish only had 1 PP left. So there you go, people. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.